All right, let's just keep going. If you, you know the restrooms are back here, so if you need to take a break, please do so. We've got some water. Yeah, those are tough issues, and I can tell you, if some of these issues that we're dealing with have to be dealt with, we've been communicating with our congressman, our state senator, our state assemblyman, and our board of supervisors, I think, are with you. You know, we're working these issues at higher levels, and I happen to be on the State Lands Policy Committee. I'm the chairperson on the California State Sheriff's Association, and we bring these issues, you know, at some pretty high levels, and we're trying to help you out. But I realize that there are a lot of challenges out there. You know, I mean, I'd like people to go to work too, because that means more tax revenues, that means more services, that means a lot of things that help people. So, but anyway, the next agency is our great partners on the California Highway Patrol, and Captain George Peck, the commander of the Wairika office, to talk to you here for a couple minutes.
Good evening, folks. I'm George Peck. You can call me George. We're your traffic safety partners, and I mean that because without your guys' help, we can't keep the roads safe. As I say, I'll try to be brief. How I rate my success within the county is by the number of lives we save. We usually average in this county, or in my jurisdiction, 14 to 15 fatalities. Over the last couple of years, we've reduced that with your help, 50 to 75%, depending on which year we reference. That's huge, and I'd say that a big part of that is due to law enforcement and also community outreach. We've been going into the schools. We'll take any opportunity to meet with your children at any age level, teach them about safety, whether it's bicycle helmets all the way through Start Smart programs, every 15-minute programs. We'll reach out to you if you have any issues. Please let us know. I have 2 officers assigned to the Happy Camp area. We do our best to be down here. They're very good officers. You can reach out to them if you need anything, or you can reach out to me personally. You just call my office and ask for me. A couple of programs that we're doing outside of the normal highway patrol scope, just so you guys know, is our child abduction response team, which the sheriff's an executive member of that. I'm the coordinator, and it covers 3 counties. Basically, if one of your children gets taken, we have about 70 investigators that are well trained that will saturate this area and do our best to find your child and recover your child. That's our number one asset. That's what it's all about, is our children, and we are committed to that program, and we will get here as quick as we can, and we will do our best to find your children and recover your child. The other issue that I just met with the sheriff, police chiefs, and the DAs is a crisis intervention team, which is behavior health. We're looking at putting a working group together, because what we found is 1 out of every 10 people that we make contact with has mental illness. And we as law enforcement, we recognize that we need to do a better job at our initial contact with these folks. We want to make sure that situations don't get escalated, that we de-escalate things and we get these people appropriate attention. So we're going to do a working group. We're going to invite behavioral health, hospitals, and any partners outside of that, whether it be faith-based or community-based programs, to get these people help, because sometimes law enforcement is not always the right direction in helping people. It's getting them the help they need. Real quick, I'll throw out, like out in Butte County, they have something called the white card. And basically it's a credit-sized card. It's white, and the sheriffs down there issue that to anyone who has a mental illness. It has their name, has their illness, what medications they're on, their contact folks. And basically, if I walk up to that person, they go, hey, I got a white card. We immediately know there's a mental illness issue, and we can de-escalate the situation, maybe get folks to come out and help. So if anyone's interested in partnering with us on that, please reach out to us, because I see this really being a huge asset to the community of Siskiyou County. We're doing our best to help you folks. Is there anything I can address for you? Okay. Oh, yes, sir.
Actually, What avenues do we have for the random people that are just stumbling around our streets in the middle of the day? I mean, the mental health issues is, for me, it's a very big issue for our community.
Well, you heard behavioral health. There has to be a danger to themselves or danger to someone else, commit a crime, something like that. But with that, if you're willing to join our working group, we can explore that. If we can get them help, and if we got a place to take them at some point, I think that's a win for everybody. But we're not there yet.
And I realize that there's a huge difference because it is a mental health issue, it's a health issue. But what do you do when you're coming around the corner at 9 o'clock? You know, I'm coming down from, home from my region at the end of the day. It's 9 o'clock and I've got somebody in dark clothes walking down the middle of the street. Yelling at things, just random items. Pick a rock, pick a tree, pick something. I mean, that is a health issue. And that's a concern issue for me because A, I don't want these people doing damage to themselves, and B, I don't want them damaging my family as well.
What you do is you contact law enforcement. It would either be the sheriff or the highway patrol. We'll send a unit and we'll find out what's going on with that party. If we have someone in the area, they'll be there within minutes.
I know, but
if we don't, then you know the timeline. But we will get there as quick as we can. To share with what the sheriff mentioned earlier, Siskiyou County has probably, and I've been on this job for 26 years, Siskiyou County has one of the best working law enforcement groups I've ever seen. We will support the sheriffs will support us, we'll support the other agencies. So generally, there is a law enforcement branch here that will address your need.
And trust me, I've seen that in action, I know that. But it's a very high concern.
Just as I said, please just call one of us, we'll get a unit there, and we'll find out what's going on. Yes, ma'am.
I understand what you say. We literally have these young girls maybe like are jumping out in front of cars or throwing rocks at cars as they drove by or laying in the road. They're, and we do call. Well, they're like 19, 20 years old.
Do you know who they are?
Yeah, everybody knows who they are, and they've been called.
You need to relay that information to our folks.
They have been relayed many a times. Many a times they've been called. Many a times.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll check with my personnel. We'll find out what we're doing. We may have to partner with the sheriffs, but we'll address it absolutely because that's unacceptable.
And I understand that there could be, and I heard the gentleman say that if they're strung out on meth, mental ill people get strung out on meth. It's so, I understand that's, he said we can't help them if they're strung out on meth or whatever, but that's, but to get somebody with a mental illness and to show up and say, oh, well, they're just strung out on meth and then just walk out and leave, that's not an answer. I don't think that's...
If they're quote unquote strung out on meth, that's a crime. We should be arresting the person and taking them to jail. If it's a crime, we're going to deal with the crime first. We'll deal with the mental illness second.
Well, something needs to be done.
But absolutely, I agree. And if you hear cases where we walk out and someone's strung out, let me know. I will look into it because we shouldn't be doing that. If someone's impaired, there's laws in place. Yes.
I want to know more about the white card. When are you guys going to implement that?
Right now, everything's just in a working group. We haven't agreed to implement anything. We need to get all the stakeholders together and see what direction we want to go with our Siskiyou County mental health process. We're starting at the law enforcement level first, and then we're going to invite the other stakeholders. And then we got to see with Prop 63 how much money we have for the county and what we can do with this, because nothing's free. If we do white cards, it's not free. We got to find a funding source for that. So it's going to be down the road. It's not going to be quick, but we are taking steps in the right direction. And I think it's going to be huge because in law enforcement, we deal with 1 out of 10 people who have mental illness. That's huge. And so I think we're going in the right direction. Any other thoughts, concerns? Yes, ma'am.
I do. I have concerns. We have a business right here on the corner, and as to what Tanya was saying, the same people who we know that are out throwing themselves out in the middle of the road and in front of cars. There's a young man who's going to go on trial tomorrow for the same thing because he was strung out on drugs. It turns into mental. So we have to protect our businesses here and stuff, but I have people who don't want to bring their vehicle to my business to be repaired because they're afraid of these same people who they can quote do nothing with out in county because they get picked up, they get taken out, our officers are sick and tired. I mean, they're not sick and tired, but they continually have to be called to come and deal with the same people, they get taken out, and they beat them back here. You know, but what happens is, the meth and heroin that's in this town right now, it needs to go away.
Yeah.
I mean, and everybody knows where it's at, and everybody's talked to everybody who they're supposed to as to where it's at.
And who's
I mean, I think you guys should come back down here and kick some damn doors in, and do that big thing you guys do once in a while. You know,
that may help you.
No, I appreciate it. I'm here as a businessman myself, I've bought anglers, and I'm turning it around, you know. I'm investing a lot of money, and I'm turning it around, and I'm taking the